Hello, all you lovely people, and welcome to one of my first reading vlogs. So let's get into it. Um, I've decided to do a little challenge for myself because actually, let me tell you the origin story of how this all started. I was just me and my friends, we were just hanging out at a dollar store near my house. And I was just like, you know what? And I was like I was just looking around or whatever. And the book section is like at the very front. So we were checking out. So we're like leaving. And I like saw it. And I see this baby. Baby, I'm howling for you. And I was like, you know what? And I pointed out, oh my gosh, we should get that. And we should like read it. Because it's funny, and we like to enjoy ourselves. And so, what if I buy a bunch of other books and like make a vlog about it, like review them and stuff? So, I got this one, the ever iconic Baby I'm Howling for You. Read this one. And they also told me to read this one. I think I'll like them. So it's called, wait, this one. Maybe I should go back and like be like, yeah, this is I don't know how to do this. Anyways, I'm gonna make this vlog into a two-part series because I'm not reading 4 books in one video because I will never get that video out. So I am going to be reading 2 books, and the books that I want to be reading for this first video is The Baby I'm Howling for You by Christine Warren, and then The Seventh Son by Kent Lester. I'm gonna read these 2. I'm gonna save the next 2 for the next video, obviously, but this is the first day, which is like Thursday. I'm hoping to like get these done really soon so I can just start on the next ones soon. But yeah, that's all for this update. See y'all in a bit. I'm finally starting Baby I'm Howling for You, which my friends wanted me to start first on like their pick. What I feel about it going in, I'm just gonna come out clean and say that I used to read Wattpad fics, just like probably every other reader. Werewolf stories were like really popular in the days. I would just like pick the ones that were recommended to me, and they were like books like these. So I would just read them. It's gonna bring a little bit of a nostalgia because like I used to read these kinds of books. Less well written since it was on Wattpad, but yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's start, baby.
I haven't even told y'all the premise, huh? Okay, so like, the 2 main characters are Rennie and Mick. And Rennie, she's on the run. She's being chased by these band of coyote shifters. And she needs to get to this safe haven for shifters called Alpha. That's where she meets Mick.
I guess it's about them. I've come back. I would just like to say that I knew something was coming, like something was revealed and I knew it was coming. I was like, what if? What if? And then it happened and I was like, come on, I can't be guessing things in the 3rd chapter. But I guess it's okay. Obviously, the main characters, they're mates. Who knew, I guess? If you've ever read any werewolf stories, it's like the very general angst that you see where it's like, no, like I can't like you because X, Y, and Z, but like still I'm gonna like, be possessive or whatever, but I'm not actually gonna claim you because that's not how I roll. And I'm just like, dude, just whatever. It's fun, but like I have other stuff to do today, so I'll like update when I pick it back up. For now, I'm gonna work on my journal because I still have stuff to do for my 3rd and like newest bullet journal. I'll update you guys when I'm back to reading this. So, hello all you happy people. I've come to update you before I sleep. I finished chapter 5 and how many pages? 104 pages. I've been kind of like reading through this faster than I usually read like other books, which is like weird. Like maybe it says something about me. Like maybe it says that like I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. Or like that I am. It's different. You know what I mean? I don't.
This book's not like other books.
No, not like that. It's kind of like your standard paranormal like romance, like with werewolves or whatever. Like you could probably find this on Wattpad. No hate to the person who wrote this, because I think if it's making me read more frequently, then I think you're doing a good job. I'll be going now. Good night, everybody. Good night, all you lovely people. Bye. Hello, all you lovely people, and good morning as I come to you from a different angle of my room. But yeah, so I read a few more chapters because I hopped on some reading sprints from a YouTuber that I subscribe to. Chapter 7 is when the sex scene starts. I was reading it and I was like, no condom. Is that allowed? Is that allowed? No protection? What? Somebody needs to like go to some Planned Parenthood classes or something. The guy was like, no, you're not my mate. Or like, no, I don't want you or whatever. Because he already, I don't know if I told you this. I think this is a spoiler, but his first mate died. He found Rennie, which is his like second chance mate. It's like second chance romance, but like spice it up and make them free. You know what I mean? And so that's why he's kind of like, no, like I don't want to betray, or whatever. And then they have like a whole ass sex scene, and he's like, and then like Rennie's like, so we're not gonna talk about the fact that you just like avoided me for like a few days. And he's like, no. He tried to, but she's like, no, I don't think so. So I don't know if I'm gonna go read. I have to go do stuff, but I just, yeah, sex scene, bam, you just get hit by it. So I was gonna say something else, right? Hi. So basically the something else that I want to say was that you know the common marking scene that you have, like, oh, kind of like a romantic thing, like it's a big thing usually in werewolf stories, but this man has the gall to mark Rennie in a parking lot. And I am not a werewolf, I do not know about werewolf culture, but I'm just saying I don't think I would want to be marked up in a parking lot. Like that is the same thing as proposing at a McDonald's. Like that is just not something that you do. I mean, maybe it works for some people, but I'm just saying I feel like that is not the thing to do. So that's an F on a Mick there, right there. Hi guys, I have not updated you in a while. Now I'm just gonna regurgitate everything that I have been thinking these past few days. I'm like 50-ish pages away from finishing Baby I'm Howling for You finally. And I kind of just want it to be over. Like it was fun, but like it's kind of boring in the way that like, look, I'm not saying that Wattpad writers are good. I'm just saying that they make stuff spicy, they make stuff like interesting, they keep me on my toes. Like I could read a whole fic in like a day. But this plot, Rennie, she's just being stalked and then she finds her mate to get to a safe place, Alphaville. Literally nothing has happened. They're just talking. There's no action. And in like 4 chapters, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a little kidnap scene where Joffrey like kidnaps Rennie. How are you gonna like put that whole thing into like 4 chapters? Whatever. I guess it's supposed to be like, oh, like she's only like with him for like a few minutes or whatever, and then like Mick all of a sudden comes and like saves her, like the damsel in distress that she isn't supposed to be, but she clearly is, because I feel like this book is also like made me kind of uncomfortable with like all the like female, I don't know, it just feels like weird. But this is written by a woman, so I don't know, I guess it could be worse if it were written by a man, but it's not, so it's not that bad, I guess. Whatever, I'm leaving now. I'm back as promised, and I finally finished Baby I'm Howling for You by Christine Warren. Yeah, let's go! I'm so happy and proud of myself that I'm finally done. I guess I'll like marinate in my feelings about it. I'm just gonna say this, like, very underwhelming ending. Maybe I will put a spoiler warning because it was a spoiler. Like, I was right. I've always like thought about like how predictable things can be. How unpredictable can things be when you're kind of just like, oh, that's kind of like the build up, like that's what it's building up to. Like, how unpredictable can it be if you're kind of like building up to that? Is it predictable, or is it just how natural events are like going to be like all the time? Surprisingly, no deaths really, except for animals and like off screen deaths, off page deaths. The way that things ended with Joffrey was just like, okay, whatever, I guess. I know, it's just dumb. Now I get to start The Seventh Son by Kent Lester. This one's, as Noelle would say, a big bitch. It's like 400 plus page, almost 500 pages. Wow. Okay, go off, I guess. I will start this tomorrow. We're getting somewhere. Hopefully I finish this by the end of the week. Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days. If I divide 500, let's think about this really quick. If I do 500 divided by 3, we'll figure it out later, I guess. I'm gonna eat. Watch the rest of Castlevania. I'm gonna go now. Bye, guys. Bye. Good night, you lovely people. Hi, guys. Hi. I finally started reading it, The Seventh Son by Kent Lester yesterday. I only got to chapter 2. I did the math and everything where I was like, okay, if I want to get it done by Saturday, I like divided it, and it divided evenly too. So like I was lucky, and then I fucking messed that up because I didn't read the amount that I had to have read. Now I'm gonna have to like double. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I could do it, but like I guess it depends on like my willpower. I'll figure it out. I'll just tell y'all the little synopsis. A marine geologist, he's thrown overboard because he sees too much. These other 2 scientists, Dan Clifford and Rachel Solblin, they tried to like figure out what the clues that the dead geologist left behind. And also he was kind of like on the verge of his own breakthrough. Also, okay, apparently there's a global conspiracy, illegal activities. Okay, and the US is in danger. You know what? We love to see it, I think. It's what we deserve. I don't know, I'm kind of scared that like this is gonna kind of be too big brained for me. I use a lot of like big terms that I don't know the fucking definition for. I'm gonna have to pull out a dictionary or something. I'm just gonna go. Good night. Good night, all you lovely people. I think I got to like 28% of The Seventh Son. I have some thoughts. Like a lot of it is filler, like nothing has happened yet. The 2 people who like are supposed to be the main characters don't meet until like 13 chapters in, which isn't that like much, so I guess it's okay. But I'm just like, what are you doing? The mystery that they're kind of trying to solve does not take place in America. These like American people, they don't have like the same rights and like privileges as they would have in their country. You are a visitor in their country, in their town, in their like little like community. How are you gonna go fucking threaten them, trying to be like top priority in a country that's not even yours, a country that you don't even like belong in? It's a little rant, but I needed to get it off my chest. Hi guys, it's actually been a while. I keep saying that, but like it really has been a while. It's been like a few weeks, maybe, since I've read and finished both of these, Baby I'm Howling for You and The Seventh Son. Look, I have been trying to get this video posted, but like in my mind, I refuse to start my channel with a reading vlog. I just refuse. Like, no, like I have to introduce myself. Like it just feels not right to me if I don't like do something like that, like an intro video or something. I don't know. I'm like, and that's why it's kind of been like there's been nothing. Also, there's rain. Hopefully it's not raining loud enough that you can't hear me. That would be really sad. I have finally come to like give you the final updates on my thoughts. If like y'all don't remember what this video is about. It's about me reading dollar store pics, so pics that I like bought from my Dollar General. Let's start with the first one that I read. Baby I'm Howling for You by Christine Warren. It's a werewolf story. Our MC Rennie is on the run, like at the start of the story, because she is being stalked by this alpha and his pack. They're kind of just trying to, take her back and stuff. She's on the run, and she is trying to get to a safe place / town called Alphaville, and that's where she meets Mick, her very mysterious, very doesn't want anything to do with her alpha, her alpha mate. They meet there, and romance and a thriller kind of ensues. It was what you would expect from like a paranormal romance. I don't really have anything to say. It's written by a woman, but it low-key could have been written by a man. You know what I mean? Like, there's the subtle misogyny, subtle toxic masculinity, like excuses like a lot of things. I think she's not aware that the things that she says kind of come off like that. The guy's possessive. I think I was complaining throughout the vlog that stuff didn't really happen because I had never read really like a plot about like stalking. I was just like, okay, like this is kind of interesting, this is kind of fun, and then like there was like a lot of buildup, I guess you could say, and nothing delivered. So I was really disappointed. I gave it a 2-star, I'm pretty sure. A lot of tell and not show with the main character, Rennie. Like, she's like kick-ass and smart and like cunning and stuff. She's not like those things enough for her not to need help from her alpha eventually, which like there's some point where you can't really do everything yourself. We're never really given a chance to see her being all those things that apparently she is. Moving on to The Seventh Son. The Seventh Son by Kent Lester. It was a thriller.
It was like sci-fi. No, sci-fi, question mark? Sci-fi? Sci-fi thriller.
Where at the beginning of the story, a scientist is murdered, and the main characters, Dan and Rachel, obviously going to be love interests, try and piece the evidence that the scientist, and his name is Carl, left behind, because he did leave behind clues. He kind of uncovered something that he wasn't supposed to uncover. One of the positive things, I will start with that. I feel like I had no positive things for like the other one. I will say for like Baby I'm Howling for You, like, I went back to my like Wattpad paranormal romance days where I would read like, similar stories like in that genre, like in that same genre. So like that was fun. I think it was really nice like going back and being like invested. I was even talking how like I was so invested, and like how come I can't be invested like with all my other books like that. It's something about that, specifically like werewolf paranormal romance, that like gets to me, you know what I mean? That like I can't like eat that shit up, real quick. Moving on to like the positive thing for The Seventh Son. There were multiple point of views, but it was surprisingly easy to follow, in my opinion. Like some authors they're like, this guy's name is this, and he's this and this and this and this, like that never occurred. Like I was never like like there were no character info dumping, never any of that, and I was I appreciated that a lot. I guess like that could like mix you up, but like for me, I feel like that's kind of easy for me, and it's like more interesting and like engaging for me to read it that way. So yeah, like once I knew who was talking and like their relationship with like the rest of the characters, I was golden, you know what I mean? Moving on to the bad parts. Mostly it's okay, so I talked about how there was like the main character Daniel and Rachel. I didn't like Rachel. Out of both the main characters, I didn't really like Rachel the most. Like I know she's supposed to be headstrong and stuff, but I feel like there's a difference between being headstrong. She was taking it up a notch, and I feel like the author kind of like gave her like some actions that you could kind of deem like headstrong, but they were just like asshole moves to make, especially because this girl's a white woman and she was being really rude to like people of color. Some like examples, obviously Carl is murdered. It's hinted at like the fact that like Rachel and Carl knew each other. You don't really know how until like way into the story. She's really angry that the local authorities really aren't doing anything. However, it clearly explains that they can't because it's like a convoluted thing. She's like not understanding at all. Like, I understand that like somebody close to you died, or like somebody you knew died, and you kind of want to like give them, like, bring them justice, but like that, I'm being an asshole is not the way, sis. I'm sorry, I don't, that's not the move. I think like the author wanted us to be angry with her. I was just angry at her. Like, she was just like rude to like other like people like doing their jobs. Like, she was like rude to like the taxi driver. She's like, go do this, go do that, and then she would like threaten them, and I'm just like, ma'am, they're just doing their job. They don't want to get in trouble. You are not going to face the consequences. They are. Like, even though I didn't like really like Rachel, I still understood that she was kind of like underdeveloped as like a love interest and woman. She was like literally, I'm pretty sure, like the only woman in the fucking book. Her backstory and everything is just so rushed. She's not even given a backstory until 30 pages till the book is done. And it's only brought up, like, her backstory and her like trauma and stuff is only brought up because there's romantic conflict with Dan, whatever his name is, Dan Clifford, with the other scientist or whatever, the other main character. I'm just like, of course. What did I expect? Whatever. The next part I said is that I low-key could have ended a few, maybe 100 pages earlier. There were so many, like a lot of mini, like, plots that kind of contributed to, like, everything. You had to kind of solve each, like, plot. Obviously, there would be plot holes if they did it, but I just thought it was, like, really tedious. You would solve a problem, and then, like, something else would happen, and then you'd solve that problem, and then something else would happen. I just, like, stop. That's too much. I gave this one a 3-star because even though like I had so many like things, it was still very interesting. It was still very engaging, even though it was like, you know, a little bit too long for my liking. It was still pretty good. Like, I was very invested, and I feel like I learned a few things about science and stuff like that, which I found very interesting. So I might like look up more about those topics because of this book. And you know, I really can't be mad. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's the end of my final update. I'm just gonna like roll on to the general things that I have to say. Of course, like, this is the first part of this video. I don't know when the second part is gonna come out, or when I'm even gonna get to read the second, like, the other books, because I am starting school this month. It's just now the month of August, and I am starting school. That's great. And I don't even know how many classes I'm gonna take. And I think I want to keep the job that I have because I just started it, obviously. See y'all in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, maybe, if you want, maybe. Okay, but yeah, good night, lovely people. Bye, guys.